Welcome to the Casey Concept. I'm Matt Casey, this is Jenny Casey, and we are full-time RVers as of 6 days ago. It's been exciting. It's been really exciting. We've been to, our third place already, Jenny? In
Fourth,
6 days?
Actually, fourth.
Yeah?
Yeah, because,
So go over it. Go over where we've been.
The first couple nights, or the first night, we got Stacy, actually, is what we've named her. Stacy Casey. Anyway,
Stacy's
the first
mom's
night
got it going on.
the first night that we got her, we stayed in Jen and Jake's house, and then the next night it was the KOA. We stayed there for 2 nights, and then the next night was Pacific City, and then last night, and for the next few nights, we are in Seaside. Yeah. So that's 5 spots already. But going back a little bit, there's reasons why it took us so long to get to the coast.
Right.
We just didn't know a lot of stuff.
Our original plan was to get the RV on the day that we got our money from the house and go directly to the Cloverdale, go directly to the Cloverdale Thousand Trails and pitch tent and set up and figure it out and have a good time. And
hilarious.
Then we thought to ourselves, maybe we should stay a little bit closer. So we stayed over at Jen and Jake's overnight to make sure that we knew what we were doing. Come to find out, we didn't actually have a working generator, so boondocking was kind of out of the question at that point.
Also, part of that was the first night that we slept at Jen and Jake's house. So we didn't have power or anything. We just slept in here, and it was fine. I mean, it was pretty chilly, but the reason that we decided to stay longer initially was because I woke up after that first night and my shoulders, I thought, were broken. The bed was so horrific. I don't know how we managed to sleep on it a second night. Yeah. So initially we stayed longer to keep... Go ahead.
Jenny did this amazing thing with this mattress, and we ended up cutting this mattress up and just breaking it apart as much as we could so we could get rid of it.
That we slept on it as is with a sheet on the first night. It was cold and painful, and I rolled around all night because it hurt my shoulders.
And we weren't level, so we were rolling into each other our first night.
Yeah. The second night, I put down every blanket that we had here in the house and put them all down and slept on top of the mattress, and then 6 big fluffy blankets, because it was the only, we had to just make it through it,
It worked. It worked. I felt a difference. Yeah. And I thought it was an awesome bed after that. I was like, why the fuck are we getting rid of this thing?
Yeah. So then after that first night that we slept, or the second night, we were at the KOA on the original mattress, but with a whole bunch of blankets. And then on that day, so we didn't have to sleep on it a third night. The morning, we woke up and tore the mattress apart to try and get it out easier and making it lighter work for us, and that didn't work out very well. But
Jenny had ordered a new not memory foam, but one of those expandable mattresses that come into a box. It's a bamboo style and it's awesome. It's super sweet. It's a queen size, fits
just
perfect.
A regular queen. It's a regular queen mattress, and it fits. So the last one that was in here was also a queen mattress, because this one just fits like the last one did. Exactly the same. It's way too big, but whatever. It's super comfy. That's super comfy. It was totally worth waiting an extra day for it, and totally worth the $350 we dropped to have it quickly. Yeah,
well, I think it was worth it, too.
Absolutely.
And then from there, from the KOA, we went to actually, back up a little bit. We went to KOA and we went to hook up water for the first time. Mm-hmm. And I did everything. I read the manual on how to hook up the water, and I did everything the way I was supposed to. I didn't want to mess it up, so I did it the way I was supposed to. However, this is a used motorhome, and we're finding that it's very well loved. So I turn on the water, I let all the lines open the way I'm supposed to, and I hear water pouring from underneath the RV, and then I go over and I'm over at the kitchen sink, which you'll see in another video. We'll do a tour. I'm over at the kitchen sink and water's just pouring out from underneath the RV. You can see it from behind the storage back there. I think myself that there's a pinhole somewhere in the plumbing that's just spraying everywhere. So we're set up for fresh water, and we're just using a spray hose and filling up a jug of water. I've got a 1 liter bottle of water with holes in the lid so that we can use the bathroom, go pee, rinse it out and flush it, and then if we need to do anything more, we can go use the campgrounds. But it's convenient for us to be able to do that, and we've been doing just fine with it. We haven't been losing our minds over it. We know we're totally fine. We can take showers at the campground. We can use the potty at the campground, but we can still live comfortably in our home with just a little bit more work, and that's fine. It's camping. It's not glamping. We chose this lifestyle because we love camping. So I'm okay with a little bit hard work.
The little bit of that's like nothing compared to what things could be. So
yeah. And we called the Albany Les Schwab. Actually, Jenny called the Albany Les Schwab and got us in what day?
Lassen RV.
Oh my
Les
God.
Schwab fucking sucks, but
Yes.
Lassen RV, we're getting in March 3rd for all the little. It's not that big a deal. It's not really that well loved. It's very not used at all, except for a couple little things. We have a electrical outlet that doesn't work. We have one fan in the back that doesn't work, and which could actually be connected to the same GFI underneath if there is one.
Right.
A second one. Anyway, and then the plumbing thing, which none of it seems like it's going to be super, super expensive to fix because it's very small.
Right.
It's going to be less than the house would have been to fix, so I don't really care.
Lassen RV only quoted us like 4 hours for these repairs.
Right.
So it's stuff that they are familiar with, at least from what Jenny was able to explain.
However, I have been calling. I did call again to add a couple more things. The generator, like Matt said, doesn't work. Jake says that maybe it's just a carburetor need to be cleaned. It just it's a motor. It needs to be tuned and stuff. However, I did make a big boo-boo on my own, all of my own fault. That is going to be an expensive fix, probably, because well, do we want to go there now? Is that the next thing?
Yeah, we can totally go there. I mean,
where were we?
We were here. No, we were at the last. So we had moved on from the KOA, and we went over to the Cloverdale, which is Pacific City, and we went to go pop out, and we did a really good job at like making a list and checking it twice. Really,
obviously not, but
I went through my list outside because I dealt with most of setting up outside, and Jenny was dealing with breaking up and setting up inside. So she made a list of things that she knew needed to not move around and just safety things for driving day. And I was making a list for things that check underneath the RV, check the tires, make sure that everything's locked up just to be safe. Everything is good. Make sure that I have everything that I came with. But because we don't know and we're ignorant and we're learning on the way, there's certain things that we're just like, oh, what's that for?
Jake even asked something about this hook that was on the ground. I was like, what is this for? I'm like, I don't fucking know. You tell me. And so when we're all getting all packed up and ready to go from the KOA, I realized that hook goes on the back of this bench to hold in the slide out just in case there's some crazy thing and it pops out.
Right.
I hooked it.
Yeah, she did the right thing.
Safety first, right? Of course. Absolutely. Yeah. So then we get to Pacific City. I'm stoked. I am so excited to be there. Finally, we're there. It took us 3-4 days, whatever it was, to finally get there. Right.
We had called and canceled 2 other times before then. Like, we felt horrible because we wanted it so bad. And we were just silly. We were silly thinking that we could just leave day one with a used motorhome and no experience.
No, well, we knew that wasn't the case. We just needed to be shown one time.
Yeah.
Really, and that's all. I mean, but we got there and I opened, everything was ready to go. We were plugged in, everything was fine. Went to go, Matt was outside, I was inside. We were going to open it up and it just wouldn't go. Tried it again, in and out, and it just stopped. And after a little bit of looking, Matt realized that hook was on there.
Right. And then I, for some silly reason, sever the strap, and now we have no safety hook because I'm thinking that this is seizing it up and I need to release it so that the motor can do something. I'm wrong, and now I have no safety strap.
It's fine. Everything's
We're
fine.
having so much fun. And we really are. We're loving it. Our daughter has come and spent time with us while we're at the KOA. The last 2 nights are the last 2 nights that she hasn't seen us, really. And she's coming to see us in Seaside today from Corvallis.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Right, tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'm
we
excited.
We are having a lot of fun. It's been a lot of work. Everything is a little extra. Everything
Mm-hmm.
is a little extra. I feel like we're kind of getting the hang of it already, though, because we've already moved 5 times in 5 days. Right. 5 times in 6 days.
We were just sitting down talking about how many days it was, and we couldn't believe how many times we've actually moved to how many days it's been. We are very much on the go, and Jenny's doing a majority of the driving. I've driven this thing once, and it's a 2007 Jayco Greyhawk 31SS. So it's a Class C with a Ford V10 in it that drives the entire thing. And it does awesome.
Yeah,
it's
it's good.
Amazing motor. It moves the vehicle. It goes up the hills.
It's comfortable.
It's super comfy. And I can get up and move around and take care of the dogs and push drawers back in that fall out while we're driving. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. And I have done most of the driving. It drives really smooth. It's super comfy. Everything about it, it drives great. So I'm very thankful that that portion of it is good. As of now, I mean, like nothing, we have not come across anything. So, along with all the happiness, and we are very happy even with that thing. That was my mistake. I messed up. I did do that. I'll pay for it. I called Lassen already and said, add this to the list of things. I messed up. It happens, right? But there was some things that we should have been told and that I brought up at the dealership that was like either pushed under the rug or not really acknowledged or whatever. And those need to be brought up too. I'm going to review everybody involved in the entire situation. Like when we bought the motorhome, we looked the best that we could. We had to take a risk with putting everything we had into hopes and prayers that this was going to be a good investment. And so far, I think we were very lucky. And those little things that have happened, like they haven't broken us, and we're not. Hasn't broken our spirit because we knew that we're going to have to expect some things to happen.
We're waterproof and we have a good running engine. We can move. That's what is important right now.
Yeah. And I'm very thankful that the vehicle part is in excellent condition. But like the steps when we were getting in were janky when we first... I even brought it up to the dealership. There were some things. The pipes... They knew that had to happen. They had to have checked. They had to have checked and have some kind of inspection, right?
Right.
So they, or not, or I don't know, but they had to have known about the stairs. They rigged those up or whatever.
There's zip ties on them where they rigged them up.
Yeah, and we had to do that to my mom's because her stairs, when we were moving hers back to my brother's in Sweet Home, they did the same thing, or we had to rig them up so they would stay up while we were driving to get them to Sweet Home. So when we finally took possession of the motorhome and got it home, we're like, what's up with the steps? We pulled them out and saw that they had rigged it the same exact way we had, just to keep them in while we were driving. Right. So they sold it to us like that, knowing they were like that. And I had brought it up and said, stairs are a little shady. Like, what's the deal with those? Oh, no, we just have them put out of the way for now, blah, blah. Okay, well, no, they were messed up. He lied. I have that in a text message. And that kind of stuff, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
That is, because I can, like, prove that you said that and then show you how you fixed it. Right. What are you doing, you know? And like the plumbing thing, you had to know that's an issue. The electrical, like it was a DVD CD combo thing in here. That's a whole other thing, but
that was plugged in.
There's an outlet that doesn't work, and they obviously know it doesn't work because the one thing plugged into it doesn't work unless it is connected to a GFI somewhere else that we haven't found yet.
Right.
But
right.
We don't know. Anyway, all of that. So anyway, the whole point of that whole thing was that everything has been really, really good. But there are these other little things that are not super nice about the whole thing. Like that whole part of that situation was pretty crummy.
Right.
But you expect that. You expect that from a used car dealer, right? And I still think that we got the better end of the deal here. Even if it costs us some money to get it fixed the way we want it, it's going to be in excellent working order because it is now. It's just a couple little things. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
It's like our bedroom. We only just spent all of our time upstairs. It's the same exact thing except for they have the whole thing to ourselves.
Right.
It's awesome.
It is our, for those of you that know our old house, it's our upstairs on wheels. Mm-hmm. It's the party bus.
It's fun.
It's awesome. We get to go to the party and go back home, which is perfect for me because I would prefer to be home. But I get to go home and explore.
Yeah, totally. It's a lot of fun. I'm having a blast. Going back to reality and work is a whole nother thing, and but I'm ready to do that adventure as well.
Yeah.
I want to go home and, go to the shop and work and see my friends and all that stuff. I miss my friends already.
Excited and dreading because I love the vacation right now. And it's been awesome spending this vacation time with my wife and being able to wake up every morning together and just enjoying life in general. So getting back into work mode is going to be a little bit of a drag, but I know I'm going to love it.
And we're worried about it. We're not even halfway through this chunk yet.
Yeah, exactly.
We've only been here for 6 days. We still got at least 10.
Yeah, but that's 14, our anxiety.
It's like 2 weeks left. I'm not anxious about it at all. I don't have any anxiety. I am so relieved. The second we got to... Where was it? The Pacific City?
Mm-hmm.
Pacific City, I was just so relieved because that's where I wanted to be. That was the whole goal of this whole... And then we left. Right? It was the whole goal of this whole thing. Like, I just wanted to get there, I want to get to the beach, and then we got there, and I was so relieved that it finally happened and it was done. I just, it was just a huge relief. Lots of emotions and stuff. And we were out in the middle of nowhere on the, and there was hardly anybody there. So it was a really nice first night. But what happened there, Matt?
So when I checked in, we already had a nice hamper full of laundry that needed to get done. And I asked about laundry upon checking in, and I was told, yes, laundry is open, but a couple of the dryers are broken right now. There are these dryers over here that work over in laundry. Fantastic. Jenny and I later that evening walk up to laundry and it's closed. It's like 7, 8 o'clock. It's past the closing time that's posted on there. And there's some out of order signs. We're thinking to ourselves like, something... To me, I knew that it was going to be closed the next morning.
I really did.
I did too. And we wake up the next morning hoping that we're wrong and we're right. And so we go up later on.
Hold on a second. It's not just that simple. I loaded up all that laundry. And it was his and my laundry for like a week and a half. Because we hadn't had laundry at the house for a while because we got rid of our washer and dryer ahead of time. So we were doing laundry with Anna at the laundromat. And we went way too long. And I was down to like crazy clothes in public. I couldn't believe it.
Right.
Anyway, so... in
the little fold-up wagon.
Yeah, so Matt busted out the wagon from underneath. Thank God we brought that. I'm so thankful that we brought that. And we had one of the tall baskets full of clothes. And that was on its side in there with a big roll of quarters. A big thing full of quarters and sweaters and stuff tucked down the side. All the laundry soap. 50 pounds worth of clothes, and I'm dragging it straight uphill in Pacific City because the laundromat's at the tippy top of a hill.
Right.
And we're kind of at the top. We drove most of the way, but it's pretty steep.
We'd also walked. It
wasn't just mud. It was a lot of work to go up there and realize it still wasn't open.
We walked up and down those hills quite a bit that same day and the day before, too.
Yesterday. Yeah, that was all yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, man,
That's
really?
why my leg and my butt all hurt because it was all sore. I would walk up those hills. Back and forth and back and forth. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But, so we walk back. I talk to the same woman and she says, oh, I didn't realize they're vandalized. And so the entire laundry is closed except for, housekeeping. And just everything that she'd said. What was the the other thing that she had said was on the map. So our RV is a 30 amp, and we don't know much about camping.
We don't know. I didn't know how to tell which one was 30, which one was 50.
Right. So
the 20 amps are obvious because there's only 2 spots. It says 20 amps.
Totally. But I asked her on the map. I'm like, are the purples, the full hookups, are those 50 amp, 30 amp, what are they? And she said they're both. It says it on the posts, on the boxes. And so we see the 50s, but we don't know. We don't know that if it doesn't say 50, it means 30, right?
Does it though?
So far it does. So far it does,
Okay.
but I don't know if that's actually true. And so we're driving around like a bunch of morons trying to find these 30 amp sites that aren't marked as 30. We're getting frustrated with each other because we don't actually know what's going on and getting into weird spots where they're getting closed off. And this is our first time in a weird, tight situation with this RV. And so it was that. There was not understanding how the sites actually go.
However it was that she explained it to you, I didn't hear it, so I don't know what she said to you. I only went off of what you said, and you said it's written on it. And of course, you get going, you see 50, 50,
right?
50. Oh, okay.
20.
Now these all have stopped, but some of them are 50 amps, like over where that beach is, where we could see the beach. We went over there and looked at the spots, and some of those were 50 and they weren't marked, and then they just stopped being marked at some point. But they're written on the breaker inside, so I don't know how you're supposed to tell without getting out and looking.
Right.
Because most of them weren't, if they weren't labeled 50 down at the bottom. So anyway, just again, we still aren't sure. We're very confused about that because we weren't really told correctly.
Yeah, and I asked prior, and the laundry thing I'd asked too, and she knew that they didn't work because she told me that they didn't work. And then the next day she tells me that she didn't realize that they were vandalized and that it was out of order. So it was just, she wasn't shitty. She was such a nice,
She
sweet
was super
lady.
nice. It was, and then after I jacked up the slide out, we went down and, we just went down to see if by chance it had a tool, okay? And we knew that she probably wouldn't lend one, but maybe would have some kind of other information, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. And so I walk up there, and I'm always as nice as I can be because I've worked in customer service. And it's important to have your customers as well as your workers be friendly with each other. It just makes the day so much better. So I always go in with a smile, or at least smiling the best I can with my mask on through my eyes. Mm-hmm. And I tell her the situation, that we messed up, that we need to be able to get it cranked in. And I read the manual and I found out that it's a 3/4 inch socket to bring it in. There's hardly anybody here in Pacific City. It's damn near a gravesite. Not a
ghost
town.
town.
Ghost
It's
town.
a ghost
Thank
town. It's
you.
very quiet. There's very few people there, and the people that were, very spread out.
Right. And as nice and as much as information that I gave her, saying, we don't know what we're doing. I'm so sorry to even ask you this, but this is what do? I don't have tools with me. I didn't know what to bring with me. I brought a couple drills and a small socket, not even a socket set, but a drill set, because I'm a carpenter. I'm not a mechanic. This is a house on wheels, so I could brought some drills.
We knew we should have brought tools, but he didn't bring any at all, so.
And I wouldn't have even had that tool anyway, because I don't have tools like that. She says, our policy says we can't hand out tools. And my heart sank at that point because she was not even willing to give me any information about it. She's like, I'm sorry, that's all I can do for you. You've just got to go ask another camper or something.
She didn't say that. Did she say that?
No. She didn't say that.
She just said, no, sorry. No,
yeah.
sorry.
And so,
which is funny because we would give her $100 bill for it at that point. Wanted to get it so we could
buy
drive
it from
away
you
if we needed to.
We'll buy it from you,
Silly.
but no. And
$50 deposit, $100 deposit, we would have done it. No problem.
Yeah.
And then we wouldn't have brought it back. Hey, you give us a $12 Harbor Freight fucking tool for $100. Keep it.
Exactly.
We would have done it. They don't know.
And
no help whatsoever. I'll let you call you a cab to come get you to take you to town. Nothing.
I understand.
Fine. I mean, it's nobody's fault. Our own fault. But.
I understand policy, and that's not the problem. The problem was being human. And not being able to look at another human being and be like, I understand your situation. Let me help you. Let me walk there with you to your site. Let me be there with the tool. Will you give a deposit? Will you do something? There's ways to help another human being and still comply with company policy, I guess, or at least keep your stuff safe. And that's the thing that hurt my feelings, really, is that there was no humanity with it. It upset me, but it always does. It always upsets.
I knew that we're gonna get it anyway. It's whatever. Anything would have been nice. Like, I'm so sorry that, you know, there's so-and-so Bill at Site F12. He's super nice. Maybe he has one. Nothing. But we found Bill at Site F15 or whatever the hell it was.
Jenny waved at him on the way in, and we passed him. And Jenny had said, hey, that's that guy. I said, I'm going to go talk to him. You've already made contact with him. So I approached him as friendly as I could, and I said, my wife and I are stupid. This is what happened. And he was so friendly and let me borrow the tool, and I got lost on my way back finding him, but I found him and I returned the tool, and it was such a perfect situation. And then he was gone the next day. He was there for us that day to save us and get everything in so that we could leave and get laundry done. And
he was super nice, and he said he'd done it himself anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It seems more common than what we were thinking, because we felt like we were just the biggest idiots in the world, and we couldn't believe it, and nobody's probably ever done this before, and other people are just like, yeah, I have that same problem. I still have a broken one myself.
Right. Yeah. So, and yeah. Did you have more about that?
No. I was kind of fading off and hoping that you're going to pick up.
Well, yeah, just like in reality, the overall, in the last little bit, I really wish that people, I don't know, I mean, we can't help the things we don't know. Right. And I wish that the people who are paid to, I wish that the hosts at places were a little kinder and a little more understanding, not just with what we've talked about, but all of them kind of in the last year since we've been doing camping and stuff and trying to get into this. I wish that, and I was saying to Matt, maybe they're just sick of dealing with the people that, I don't know, I'm not going to say it. Maybe they're sick of dealing with the people that do this for a lifestyle but stay more permanently in one spot. Maybe because they're more trouble or whatever. We're just floating around, you know, like, we're not here to cause problems. We're nice. We do the rules. We pick up after ourselves. Like, I feel like these people are already, like, so over everything. Like, their job is so hard. I don't know how else to say it, because they've all been, except for the lady here that we dealt with yesterday coming in here. She had way more information. I am so glad with the information that she gave us.
Oh, yeah.
She had so much. Like, I could go to her and ask her all kinds of stuff, because I know her and her husband have the same kind of one, blah, 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 right? Like, I know that she would probably, hey, what did you do about the situation? She would probably help me out. Call her husband, have him down here.
We're at the Seaside Thousand Trails, and it's very much a parking lot here. Like, everybody is very much in lines, and because it's not camping out in the forest, it's going camping to go party out in the town when it's not COVID. And, but it's very good, and she was awesome. I was just saying where we are to give her kudos for being awesome.
Yeah, she was very nice. She was the nicest person of all the people. Everybody, and even the lady yesterday, or the lady at the other Pacific City, she was super nice. Mm-hmm. She looked like our friend Lori, and she reminded us of Lori. Same age, same height, same size, same everything. It was crazy, but just the fact that she was, like, not helpful and not even, like, trying. I didn't want. Yeah. She was nice about it, though. She's just, I don't know. It's just her job. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a job. It's to these people. Like, this is our life. This is our life. This is my house that I'm putting in the care of this place. And I'm sharing my life with you guys and these other people in my, you know, like, why are you treating us like shit? I don't know. And I don't know.
It's so funny, too, because I see these people working in these places and I see stars. I'm just like, I want to do this. I want to work in these places and I want to cater to these people and I want to take care of this stuff because I want to be.
They need to hire people that want to do it, because these people, the lady that's here, she wants to be here.
Yeah.
She enjoys it. She loves her job. She does it with a smile, right? Like, the other people, I feel like, just do it because it's a job. I don't know.
They landed it and stuck with it.
They should have people that really want to be
passionate
here. Passionate
people. I want to, like, live here. I want to do this. Not here. I want maybe a different one, but I want to do it. I think it would be really fun to do this for other people.
We're
It's
so
late here now.
tired. It's not even really late. We're just exhausted.
It's 9:30
It's a lot
right
of
now.
work. It's a lot of work to do this. Like, the nice thing is that everything is clean all the time.
Yes. Yes.
And because everything you do, like when you make a meal, you have to clean up after yourself. And we're like cooking. We cook breakfast and dinner and like eat good. And then we walk all day.
Yep.
And then we come home and we fiddle around with stuff and try. We haven't done anything though. The thing is, like, I still have like magnets and things that I want to do with my makeup and stuff in the bathroom. We've been busy every single day doing something, but we haven't gotten anywhere or done anything yet.
Right. Well, we're also still on vacation,
Whatever,
and there's
it's fun.
time for that.
Super
We've
fun.
been enjoying ourselves and taking our time and not stressing or rushing anything yet.
Yeah. So that's where we are now. Everything is really good. We're having a really good time doing it.
Yeah.
We're in Seaside, get to see my sister. We're not far from the beach. There's nothing open here now either, but there's restaurants and stuff that you can go get food and come out. You can't sit and eat. There's no bars open or anything. It's too bad. But that also means that Seaside is pretty dead and the beach is going to be also dead. So that's nice.
Yeah.
We can take the dogs down there tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then after here, so we're here until Sunday. Then we're going to go to Bridget's for a couple days and stay at Bridget and Zach's. And then we have a date with our friend Rana. So
the
Bridget.
casino.
Yeah, Bridget's Sunday night and Monday night. Tuesday morning, very early, meeting Rana. 2 more days, we'll probably come here. And then I think we're going to leave the Stacy here while we go and to Patty's Hotel for the last weekend of this month for our friend Kim's birthday.
Yep.
So I think that's the plan, but you never know. It could change any minute.
And then we're looking to go to the coast again, hopefully Bandon area around
For Matt's
February
birthday.
10th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be fun. Yeah. I'm very excited. Everything is going really well. We're just tired, but everything is exactly how we want it to be.
But it's perfect because we were just saying, before we did all of this and we stopped smoking, what are we going to do with all of our extra time? This.
Yeah.
We found time that we were using. We found the time that we were using in our life now.
Yeah, we fiddle with stuff a lot. Now. I mean, just because everything's new.
Well, yeah.
Everything is new. We can fiddle with this for every day for months.
And you can't
Getting stuff in the right spot.
You can't leave anything out. If you want to live comfortably and you want to live clean, then everything that you do has to be in a process and it has to go back where it went before you can start the next thing. You have to wash your dishes before you play with the dogs, before you go out for a walk, before you brush your teeth. I don't know why, but you've got to wash the dishes before you brush your teeth.
Well, you can't leave. Everything has to be picked up at all times because you can't leave us out. There's no room.
No, there isn't.
Which is good though.
It's perfect because
but it's
that's how
amazing
our
how
house
much
was.
stuff you can leave out when it's moving day.
Oh,
because when it's moving day, you can be in the house for 2 hours cleaning it up before you can go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really easy.
But it's
especially
fun.
when you're taking your time. Like right now, Jenny and I are going slow on moving day because we want to make sure that we're not messing up.
We're creating checklists.
Exactly. We're creating checklists as we go, and so far we made a checklist our first day, and then we've already added stuff to our checklist the second day because we're finding more, and just anything different, anything out of the ordinary, we're making note of so that we are aware of it. Our tires were low day 1, and so now I check the tires every single time to make sure that the tires aren't weird, make sure that the tires aren't doing anything weird. One person had said, I don't remember who it was, had said that tires are the most important thing on your RV full-time living because it's your life. If they blow out, then your whole life blows out, so take good care of your tires. So I've actually been taking care of them and watching them and making sure that nothing weird
Plus,
happens.
they were all weird in the very beginning. Another shout out to a company who sucks is fucking Les Schwab up in Salem. Cause
yeah.
This is like a dually on the back, right? 2 tires, whatever the situation. We ended up taking it to Beggs because the tire kept going flat.
Beggs in Albany.
Beggs in Albany. After already stopping on the way home from purchasing it, stopping at Les Schwab off of Market Street up in Salem to get the tires filled. And whatever the stem valve system is for both tires, when it's a dually system, whatever the case is, there's no way for the kids at Les Schwab, the 2 16-year-old kids that pumped air into the tires, to have been able to do it in the condition that it was in.
Right.
So we get home and it's sitting in the driveway for, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours go by. It is getting mighty low and very worrisome. So when we get done and we take off, we go to Beggs. And Beggs was right there. Right there, they pulled up and out of the way so that I could pull through when it was time. But we got out. They told us what the problem was. We had 5 guys there working on this little thing for like 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever it was, because they said
their time to be working.
Yeah, because they said there's no way those kids could have done anything. Whatever they did, they just like basically kind of deflated it and said that they did do something to it because they didn't know what they were doing. So they fixed that whole problem and they were like, okay, you guys are good to go. The tires look great. Don't worry about it. Keep your eye on it just in case, but you should be good. We haven't had a single problem with the tires at all. And those guys, I mean, they worked on us, 5 of them, for like 20 minutes, half an hour, however long it was.
I owe one guy $3 for losing a bet.
Right. And they didn't charge us because they were just airing our tires. And they just did that for us. Oh my gosh. They were so awesome. So again, I mean, like, there's always the silver lining in the shit, basically. So whatever.
And the good people that we've come across have been
excellent people.
Yeah, have been really, really good people and really understanding and very helpful. So don't be discouraged if you do this and you run into shitty people, because there's some really good people out there. If you think to yourself, like, I'm one of these good guys and I don't want to be one of those assholes that I hear about, you're not going to be the only good guy out there. Don't worry about that. There's plenty out there and there's plenty of people to help you. You just happen to find them along your way. They're not always there when you need them. But that's about it right now, I think. That's where we are.
But we wanted to update people.
Yeah, it's been a while, and we're going to try to start making these a little bit more regular. I had a hard time filming anything when we weren't here yet. And this is what the whole thing was about. Like, here's our empty house. I can only show you that so much because we've already got to that point. So now here's our house. I'm so excited.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for now, I think we're going to shut her down.
Yeah. Shut her down. Yeah. All right.